NBA playoff predictions. It's time for me to go ahead and make them. So I'm going to go first round, second round, conference finals. Then I'm going to talk about NBA finals. I'm going to talk about the matchups and the teams that I got and how the series is going to go ahead and play out. So let's get it started. First round. I'm going to go ahead and start with the Eastern Conference first. You got 8 seed Atlanta Hawks going up against 1 seed Miami Heat. I'm going to go with the Miami Heat in 6 games. They play good defense. They got Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. They got a lot of good role players. Now, we know that the Hawks, they've been a team that have been known to be pesky under Nate McMillan as their head coach. I think they're going to be more competitive than what people are going to give them credit for. But the Heat, they're the better team. They're going to win 6 games. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get to the Brooklyn Nets versus Boston Celtics series. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Celtics in 6 games. I know that the Nets got KD. I know they got Kyrie. Ben Simmons is supposed to come back at some point during the first round. But I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics. They got the better team chemistry. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, they're ballers. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Celtics. I like their chances. And I'm Udoka. He's a good head coach too as well. He's going to outcoach Steve Nash. Then I'm going to go ahead and talk about the 6 seed Chicago Bulls going up against the 3 seed Milwaukee Bucks. Again, I think that's a pretty easy pick to make. I'm going to go with the Bucks in 4. Giannis, one of the top players in the NBA. He's a top 3 player at worst. He's just one heck of a player. The Chicago Bulls, they don't really have an answer to stop Giannis. Yeah, I know they got DeRozan. He's a baller. But the Bucks can easily take care of him. They're the deeper team. They're the more top-heavy team. And if the Bulls manage to win 1 game in this series, I'll be impressed with the Chicago Bulls. Because I think that the Milwaukee Bucks are a much better basketball team than the Chicago Bulls are. So I'm going to go Bucks in 4. And then the final first round playoff series that there is in the Eastern Conference is the 5 seed Toronto Raptors going up against the 4 seed Philadelphia 76ers. This might surprise a lot of people, but I'm going to go ahead and say this is going to be a 7-game series. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Philadelphia 76ers. I know that the Toronto Raptors are an extremely young team. They're a team that's supposed to be in rebuild. Instead, they overachieve. They make the playoffs. They've given the 76ers fits all season long. Now, James Harden, we know that come playoff time, James Harden is not the same player that he is in the regular season. So it's going to be a back-and-forth series. I know Joel Embiid is one heck of a beast. I know that the Toronto Raptors, they don't really have the personnel to stop Embiid. But I think they can limit James Harden. And if they can limit James Harden, they got a chance to win the series. Anytime that Nick Nurse is coaching up a basketball team, you know that team is going to be well coached. So I think that the Philadelphia 76ers are going to have their hands tied in them. I think it's going to be a struggle back and forth, but I'm going to go with the 76ers in 7. They just got the better team, more talent, more experience. So that's basically how I see how the first round of the Eastern Conference is going to play out. Now I want to go ahead and get to the Western Conference. All right, so they got 8 seed New Orleans Pelicans going up against 1 seed Phoenix Suns. I'm going to go with the Phoenix Suns in 4 games. Why? Because they're the deeper team. They play good basketball together. Better team chemistry. Devin Booker, extremely underrated. I don't really see how the Pelicans have much of a shot. They've overachieved this season, in my opinion, getting to that 8 seed in spite of not having Zion Williamson the entire season, losing Lonzo Ball in free agency, and to be able to improve to the 8 seed. Pretty impressive stuff from the New Orleans Pelicans, but their Cinderella run is going to end now. They're not going to beat the Phoenix Suns. There's a reason why the Phoenix Suns have the best record in the NBA. So I'm going to go Suns in 4. Then there's the 7 seed Minnesota Timberwolves going up against 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies. These are 2 teams that overachieved. I don't think anybody had the Minnesota Timberwolves making the playoffs before the season started. And I don't think anybody had the Memphis Grizzlies being a top 2 team in the NBA. Despite that, I think that the Memphis Grizzlies is going to have an easy time winning the series. They're the deeper team. They have really good team chemistry together. The Timberwolves, they're a young team. Now, look, I know that they got that veteran Patrick Beverley. He's pretty good. He's pretty fightsy. But the Memphis Grizzlies, there's a reason why they were like 20-2 without Ja Morant. Now they get Ja Morant back. He's a baller for this team. Memphis Grizzlies, they're a well-coached basketball team. They know how to play basketball at a high level. And I just think they have the better team chemistry. They got home court advantage in this as well. So I'm going to go with Grizzlies in 5. And then we got the 6 seed Denver Nuggets going up against 3 seed Golden State Warriors. I think the Golden State Warriors are getting slept on during this playoff run. Being dead serious. Steph Curry, he's returning for the playoffs. Klay Thompson, he's beginning to look like Klay Thompson out there. And of course, there's always Draymond Green. And then there's Andre Iguodala. I know that Iguodala, he hasn't been himself this year. He's getting old, but we know that playoff Iggy, he's built different. As for the Nuggets, all they really got is MVP Jokic. I love Jokic. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA, but he ain't going to carry them to a playoff series win alone. They're going to need to get Jamal Murray back by the time that the playoffs end. Let's see if that's going to happen. I'm not too confident in that. Either way, though, I think that Golden State's going to win the series. I got Warriors in 6. All right, and then the final matchup that I want to talk about in the Western Conference in the first round is the 5 seed Utah Jazz going up against the 4 seed Dallas Mavericks. Now, look, if Luka Doncic was fully healthy, if he had no injuries right now, I would say Mavericks easily. But, he's going to be missing game one. Who knows how much time he's going to miss in these playoffs. But I'm still going to go with the Dallas Mavericks. I'm still going to go with them. I think that Luka Doncic will get back at some point in the first round. I think it's going to be somewhat competitive. But listen, the Utah Jazz have blown a lot of leads in fourth quarters this year. I think that's going to continue come playoff time. With Quinn Snyder possibly coaching his final season on the Utah Jazz due to contract negotiations, whatever the case is, I don't think that the Utah Jazz are going to be locked in. They've reached a limit on this team. So I think it's going to be a back and forth series. But Spencer Dinwiddie, don't sleep on that guy. Mavericks, they got a lot of pretty good players on there. So I think it's going to be back and forth, but I think Doncic is going to come back later in the series. He's going to ball out for them. He's going to get his first playoff series victory as an NBA player. I got Mavericks in 7. So that's what I see. But if Utah wins the series, I won't be surprised. It's going to be the best playoff series out of all these 8 playoff series in the first round. It's in terms of competitiveness, it's going to go back and forth. So I got Mavs in 7. Now I'm going to go ahead, get to the second round. All right, so the second round matchups in the Eastern Conference. Go ahead, jump to them first. Got the 4 seed Philadelphia 76ers going up against the 1 seed Miami Heat. I'm actually going to go ahead and be pretty bold and say the Miami Heat in 4 games because the Miami Heat, they play excellent defense. They have the personnel to slow down Joel Embiid. Bam Adebayo, he's a pretty underrated defender. And then, of course, there's Jimmy Buckets. All right, and James Harden, he's a choker come playoff time. So I think that James Harden's going to come up short again. So I got the Miami Heat winning the series in 4 games. I don't even think that Philly's going to win a game. If they do win a game, then that's the max they're going to go. They're either going to get swept or gentlemen swept. So I'm going to go with the Miami Heat in 4 games. And then after that, there's the 3 seed Milwaukee Bucks going up against the 2 seed Boston Celtics. Now, if Robert Williams comes back for the Celtics, then I think that the Celtics have a real chance of winning the series. But if he doesn't, and even if he does, he won't be 100%. But if he doesn't, then I don't see how they're going to stop Giannis. They don't have the personnel to stop Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis, he's a top 3 player in the NBA at worst. He's probably the best player in the NBA if we actually think about it. So I'm going to go Bucks in 6. All right, just because they don't have home court advantage for this game, for the series, excuse me. But I think that the Bucks, they're the better team. They're the deeper team as well. I feel like they're truly an underrated basketball team. I don't think their seeding does them justice. I think the Bucks could legitimately be the best team in the Eastern Conference. I don't think that they necessarily are, but if you want to argue that, I'm not going to stop you. I'm going to go Bucks in 6. I know the Celtics have overachieved this year, but I think their overachieving will stop come second round. Then the Western Conference, it will be 4 seed Dallas Mavericks going up against 1 seed Phoenix Suns. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Phoenix Suns in 6 games. Yeah, I know they don't got the best player on either side of the ball club with the Mavericks and the Suns. Doncic is going to be there. I think Doncic is going to get a couple of games for the Mavericks. He's going to carry them to a couple of victories. But the Suns, they're the deeper team. They're the better team. They know how to shoot the basketball effectively, and they're also pretty clutch in fourth quarters as well. So I'm going to go with the Phoenix Suns in 6 games. Chris Paul's going to make his second conference finals in a row. But then there's the 3 seed Golden State Warriors going up against the 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies. I think I got to go with the Golden State Warriors in 5 games. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins has played like an all-star this year. And I know that the Memphis Grizzlies, they're 20-2 without Ja Morant. And when they do have Ja Morant, they're a pretty good basketball team. But they don't got the experience that a team like the Golden State Warriors do. And playoff basketball is a whole different atmosphere from the regular season. So I'm going to go Golden State Warriors in 5. I don't think the series would even be that close if they were even to go play against each other, which now leads me to the conference finals. All right, Eastern Conference Finals. It's going to be 3 seed Milwaukee Bucks going up against 1 seed Miami Heat. I think it's going to be a back and forth series. I had a hard time deciding who was going to win the series, but I'm going to go with the Miami Heat in 6 games. I think their zone defense will get the best of Giannis Antetokounmpo. They have the personnel to slow down the Bucks. All right, and the Miami Heat, they got shooters all over the place. Tyler Hero, he's going to be a matchup nightmare come playoff time. So I'm going to go with the Heat in 6 games. As for the Western Conference Finals, I got 3 seed Golden State Warriors going up against 1 seed Phoenix Suns. This was a tough series for me to decide. I think both teams are well coached. I think that they both shoot the basketball effectively. I think their rosters are well built. They got depth. They got shooters. They got playmakers all over the place. I went back and forth, but I'm going to go with the Golden State Warriors because they got the best point guard in the game of basketball in Steph Curry. Steph Curry, we know that he shoots the lights out come playoff time. I trust him over Chris Paul. I know Devin Booker's a baller too, but hey, Golden State got Klay Thompson as well. I'm going to go with the Golden State Warriors in 7. I know they won't have home court advantage when they play against the Phoenix Suns, but I think they're going to pull it off. I just trust playoff experience for the Golden State Warriors more than I trust playoff experience for the Phoenix Suns. So I'm going to go with Warriors in 7, which means my NBA Finals prediction is going to be for the Eastern Conference representative, the number 1 seed Miami Heat. In the Western Conference is going to be number 3 seed Golden State Warriors. So I got Heat versus Warriors in the NBA Finals. Now, if that was to happen, then I believe that the Golden State Warriors are going to have home court advantage for the NBA Finals since they did beat the Heat head-to-head in the regular season. They made the season sweep. That's what I'm trying to say, because both these teams have the same regular season record. Anyways, though, who do I think would win? I think that the Golden State Warriors are going to win the NBA Finals. Steph Curry, he's going to shoot the lights out. Klay Thompson, he's going to do his thing. They're going to expose that zone defense that the Miami Heat run. So I like the Golden State Warriors to win the NBA Finals. They got the personnel to pull it off. They got the star power. They got the playoff experience. They got an elite coach in Steve Kerr. So I got the Warriors in 6 as Klay Thompson's. He's going to fully recover come playoff time. Steph Curry, he's going to make his magic happen. And I got Steph Curry winning the NBA Finals. That would cement him as one of the all-time greats. If not, he has already cemented himself as an all-time great. Steph Curry will now become a 4-time NBA champion. I got him winning NBA Finals MVP. That's going to be his first one ever. And then nobody's going to ever question him as whether or not he's the best point guard in all of basketball. So that's why I got Golden State Warriors in 6. So I got the Warriors winning the 2022 NBA Finals with Steph Curry winning NBA Finals MVP. So that is why I got the Golden State Warriors winning the 2022 NBA Finals, as they will get red hot at the right time. That's why I got the bracket the way that I got. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in a future video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Dustin S. Tran and at Tran Talks. Also, go follow me on Twitter at Dustin S. Tran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Sports Guy Talking to get the latest from the show, Tran Talks. Go ahead and like the video. Comment down below. Check the description box on the video in order to follow my socials. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from Tran Talks on the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.